Hello, hello. Let's see. Hmm. Hello, I'm going to give it a minute to see if anybody joins in. Otherwise, it'll just be me talking, and hopefully, you guys will catch the replay. Hopefully, everybody had a good day. Today is Monday, January 16th, Martin Luther King Day. I'm not sure if everybody had off work today. Hopefully, you did and got to enjoy the holiday. Um, I had off as well and decided to try something a little bit different for my Monday mood check. Um, as you can see, I'm in the kitchen. So I'm going to attempt to cook something that I absolutely have never made before. Um, but it is something that I enjoy having on my cruises. And I thought, well, why not give it a whirl? There's been so much talk about things changing on board the ships and changing of the menus and what's going to be available or not. And so I'm not sure if this is something that will be around anymore. And if since I like it, maybe I can make it for myself at home. So I'm gonna try it. Um, again, I'm not sure if I'm going to have company on this live or not, which is probably completely my mess up in scheduling this. I didn't even see the reminder notification, so hopefully that went out to everybody. But anyway, if you saw, if you see the thumbnail for this Monday mood check, it looked a little weird, right? It is me holding up a can in a baking dish. This is the can. Oops, can you see? And this is the baking dish, which I got on Amazon, and I will uh, put the link for both. Actually, I got both of these from Amazon. I'll put the links um, in so in case anybody else finds this remotely interesting and think they want to try too, they will know how to find it. Um, but anyway, what I am going to try and make is escargot. Now, if you don't know, escargot is usually one of the traditional appetizers in the main dining room for dinner. I don't know that it's available every night, but on certain nights it is available as an appetizer. And I have gotten it and I really enjoy it. And I hope to have a chance to get that again someday. So I don't want to freak anybody out. But if you're not familiar, what escargot is are snails. It is considered a French delicacy, and for me, it actually has the texture and similar taste to mushrooms. So if you like mushrooms, I think you will like this. It's how I've had it prepared. It's like on a garlicky butter sauce. Um, and I just like it. So I'm gonna try and make it. I really like mushrooms. I make sautéed mushrooms often at home, and I use them. We eat them just sautéed with butter and garlic. We sometimes have them in omelets. We have them in salads. So we like we like mushrooms, and like I said, I think the escargot is a similar texture and taste. So again, I'm gonna attempt to make these. Now, this can is labeled wild burgundy snails. They're escargot de bourguignon sauvages. I'm sure I'm saying that wrong, but in this can, there are 2 dozen very large snails. It's 7.5 ounces. Um, these are distributed in cans. It says a product of France, but it's distributed by a company of Larkspur, Colorado. Um, it has on here cooking advice. These are fully cooked in the can. These snails are ready to eat. It says drain the contents, simply warm snails through and toss with pasta, so serve over rice or enjoy in an omelet. Okay, so like I said, treat it similarly um, to mushrooms and things that I've used sautéed mushrooms for. But the recipe that I'm going to follow is one that I just searched online for, and this particular one, it's called Escargot Recipe: The Foreign Fork. This is just a black and white printout, so that won't be very helpful. But this picture, this picture is what caught my attention because that looks the most like how I've had it served. Um, like I said, I've only ever had it on a cruise ship. Um, but this looked like the most what I know to be traditional preparation and service of escargot. So I'm gonna try it again. Very well-known appetizer in France. I think they serve it like we would have at parties, or like how fondue is served, or we have chips and dips. They have escargot. So anyway, this recipe is only supposed to be about the cook time is only supposed to be about 10 minutes, but um, I think the prep time is a little bit longer. So I'm just going to get started. So let's see. I'm actually just going to check one more time. Maybe my thing didn't even go out. Let's see. All right. Like I said, just checking to see if a couple other folks are going to join, but it's okay. So I'm just going to follow along this recipe. And the first thing I'm going to tell you the ingredients. Um, the ingredients are 1 7-ounce can of snails, 1 shallot finely diced. Now, I probably should have called on some of my YouTube family members for some cooking advice. I cook often. I wouldn't say I cook, delicacies. I think I make normal standard American uh, food. So um, I probably could have gotten some helpful hints and tips from some folks, but whatever. We're gonna go. So anyway, the 1 can of snails, 1 shallot finely diced. I'm using an onion, a small regular onion, 10 tablespoons of butter, softened, 3 teaspoons of minced garlic. Um, Again, this recipe calls for the minced. I prefer doing or working with minced garlic. That's what I'm most familiar with and use regularly. But if you are a fresh garlic person, I'm sure you could substitute um, regular garlic. A quarter cup of parsley chopped, 1 tablespoon of white wine, 2 tablespoons of breadcrumbs, and 1 French baguette. Hi. Hi, Kim. Thanks for joining in. At least I have somebody to talk to. I think it's totally my fault. Hey, Nancy. Thank you so much for joining. Yes, you are hearing correctly. I thank you guys for joining so I don't have to completely talk to myself. Anyway, what I was saying is that I'm just switching it up tonight for my Monday mood check. First, since I have company now, I'm going to say hi and find out how you guys are doing. Hopefully, your Monday was good. Did you have off for the holiday? Everybody chilling? Hey, Bud Files, thanks for coming in. I appreciate it. Hey, Keisha, thank you for coming in. Happy Monday to you. Hopefully, your Monday was good too. You got to enjoy the holiday today. But yes, Nancy, to answer your question, I am talking about making snails. I have this recipe, or I found a recipe for escargot. I enjoy having that on, it was a Monday. Oh, I'm sorry. Well, hopefully this will get, if nothing else, is going to give you something to laugh about. I enjoy having escargot in the main dining room on the cruise ship as an appetizer. Nancy, I don't think you like mushrooms. You can correct me if I'm wrong. It's been a while, but I find them to be sort of like mushrooms in texture and flavor. Normally, prepared in like a buttery garlic sauce, and I look forward to having that as on the cruise ship. So I don't. Yeah, I'm right. You don't like mushrooms, but um, I'm gonna go ahead and see if I can make this at home. Of course, the recipe says it's easy, but I'm sure there's a reason that I only ever have this on vacation, and specifically on a cruise ship. And so here goes nothing, you guys. Here goes nothing. So um, I I cook. I'm not a gourmet. I cook though. So, but I try to make this as simple as possible for myself and sort of like measure stuff out and hopefully I can do this. So, first I have to add a tablespoon of butter to the pan. So, do that. And I had the sticks of butter, just sitting out softening. So they're nice and soft. So I'm gonna add the um, butter, and then you add the shallots. You never had escargot, see? Thank you, Keisha. At least you're open to the idea. I'm not saying others aren't. I'm just saying, we're gonna try it. So this was 1 finely diced um, onion. Now I went ahead and did that ahead of time because I mean, I'm not, like I said, I'm no gourmet. I'm not gonna have you guys seeing my chopping skills online. So I did that off camera. Anyway, we'll let that saute a little bit. I was saying, Keisha, I don't know if you're here for that part. I think escargot has like a similar texture to mushrooms. So if you like mushrooms, sauteed mushrooms, I think you're safe to try. I know it sounds weird, but like I said, it seemed like a really good idea, a few days ago when I decided to do this on my live, but I didn't think about the white shirt. So, you know, it might work out, it might not. It might not. So, I'm going to let this sort of, and I don't know if I can, well, you guys know what onions look like sauteing in a pan. So, trust me that that is happening. You like mushrooms, but I do have texture issues when it comes to things. Well, I mean, that's fair. That's fair. I know people don't, there's certain things that you just don't care for. So I'm not judging. I'm just saying, be be open. So again, if you guys had just joined me, this is the can. Oops, this is the can of snails of escargot. So I'm just gonna open those. Again, never ever made this before in my life. Not sure how this is gonna go, but I'm gonna go do this over the sink. I'm just draining them. So I will show you what they look like in the can. Now, again, hopefully you guys can see that. Um, I'm just going to treat them like I would mushrooms. And it doesn't say anything about needing to rinse them, but I'm going to rinse them. So, okay. Okay. Now I gotta be honest, this was a little bit of a surprise as I poured the as I poured the snails into the colander to rinse. At the bottom of the can is a carrot and what looks like a bay leaf. Um, wasn't expecting that. I'm reading the ingredients on the can again. It says wild snails, water, salt, spice, and natural flavors. Okay, I guess that falls into that category, but wasn't expecting that. Okay, so I'm just rinsing these off. Um, letting the onions get a little soft. Here are the snails again. Hey, Mika, thanks for joining in. I appreciate it. I didn't know you had a day off today. Hopefully, you did something fun. I don't know how much of this you heard in the background. You're going to think I'm nuts, but I decided to try and make something that I like to have on our cruises, because I didn't know how to make them at home, never tried, never thought about it having it outside of a restaurant, honestly, before now, is escargot. And it's usually an appetizer in the main dining room, one of the ones that they have all the time. I think you would look at me like I was crazy if I ordered that, or if I did order that with you. But here we are. This is what I'm doing. So now I'm gonna the onions are getting a little bit soft, so I'm gonna go ahead and add the escargot in, and it says to saute them for about 2 minutes. So I'll do that. Then in a oh, thanks. I can't wait to see how this turns out either. I love the support. Thanks. So here's what it's looking like so far. I don't know. Not doesn't look too crazy, but I don't know. I don't know. Okay. So while these are sauteing, I'm supposed to make the garlic butter in the food in a blender. So I need 5 tablespoons of butter, 3 teaspoons of minced garlic, a quarter cup of chopped parsley, and white wine. So hopefully you guys can still see me and hear me. I'm just going to come down here and add this into the blender. You have to give like people who do cooking shows and stuff more credit because this is not easy. And I don't have an assistant. 1, 2, 4, 5. So I know my channel is called Elisa's Adventures in Cruising, but I didn't think I was that adventurous with food. But apparently I'm getting there. Hey, Michael, thanks for coming in. How are you doing tonight? Okay, so that's the butter. I'm gonna add the 3 teaspoons of garlic. Now, I like the mushrooms garlicky, so I'm assuming be the same with the escargot. So I might be a little heavy with the garlic, but I don't think that's a bad thing. Hopefully you guys can still hear me. Can you hear me all right? Okay. So we got the butter, we got the garlic, we got the parsley. And the wine. Now, I do like wine. I do like white wine, so I got the kind that I like. I like Pinot Grigio, so I got that. It just called for a dry white wine. Oh, thank you, Keisha. I'm glad you guys can hear me all right. But I just literally just got what I saw on the end cap in Target for $5. Have no idea how California Roots is. Hopefully it's decent, but we'll just add a little bit of that. If you don't normally cook with wine, I'm not really sure what would be a good substitute, or if you just leave it out. The recipe actually only calls for like a tablespoon. So I don't think it would be I'm going to be a little more generous than a tablespoon, but I don't think it's going to be a big miss if you don't like it and don't want to add it in. I think the butter and garlic are really the main event. So, all right. See if I can hook the butter out a little bit. I'm gonna give that another go, but whoa, did you hear that? Okay, I guess there's a lot of butter in there. It's popping. I'm gonna turn that down because that's definitely been 2 minutes. And that. Give this another shot. I would like to have seen. Hey, Trina, how are you? Thanks for coming in. I would like to have seen this blended a little bit better, but I'm sure that is beginner's error. I think I'm gonna just pour this into a bowl, and just kind of stir it a little bit more. But this is just butter, garlic, parsley, and a little bit of white wine. Again, having no idea what this is supposed to look like, the in-between stages. I think it's okay. I just had a little splash, Nancy, so yeah, I don't really have high hopes for this white shirt, but it's okay. Okay. Okay, that's a little bit better consistency-wise. I may have been a little too generous on the white wine and should have stuck strictly to the recipe. Anyway, that's better. I'm not sure if you guys can see that. It's better now. Okay. Hi, Miss T. Thank you. Thank you for joining in. I appreciate it. Okay. So I need my recipe. And for those of you guys who just joined in, I am attempting to make escargot. It's something that I enjoy having on cruise ships. It's usually an appetizer in the main dining room. I've only ever had it on cruise ships. Never tried to make it at home. Not sure that most people, unless you're a chef, would want to try and make it at home, but thought it'd be something different and thought I would give it a go. So I made the garlic butter, and now I have to put one snail in each compartment of the baking dish. Again, I got this on Amazon. I got a small one because, let's see how this, somebody else is excited about EscarGOt. Thank you. They come in bigger than this, more colors than this, but I thought I would keep it pretty basic. as I'm trying this for the first time. So, all right, now I'm just gonna take escargot and put one into each little compartment. I don't know. I feel like, okay, nope. Again, I've never done this, so let me do what they are telling me to do, not try to get too creative here. Um, my daughter has agreed to taste these with me because she's a little bit of a foodie. But when I suggested that she help me make them and do this part of the live, she was like, no, I'm good. So again, I appreciate you guys being uh, being here for support. You've never had escargot, but it sounds fancy. Um, I think it's one of those things where you see it and you're just like, I don't know, but the taste is not super fancy. To me, they have a taste and texture of a mushroom. So if you like mushrooms and like having them with like sauteed um, butter or sauteed with butter and garlic, I think you will like this. So, okay, so sorry, I should have showed you. So I have one in each section of the dish. And the next part of the recipe says to cover them with about a half a teaspoon or so of the garlic butter mixture, and then sprinkle each snail with a little bit of breadcrumbs. So let's do that. I didn't measure that. I'm gonna do what I think is like a dollop, half a teaspoon. And the garlic mixture was just butter, garlic, parsley, and a little bit of white wine. Okay, so now they each have some butter on top, and I'm gonna add a little sprinkle of breadcrumbs. I'm just using what I have at home, normal, plain 4C um, breadcrumbs. So just a little sprinkle. So that's what they look like with the breadcrumbs and butter on top. Now, in a 375-degree oven, I'm supposed to bake them for 10 to 15 minutes until they brown. So I'm going to put it right in the middle at 12. The oven is hot. And because, I know they're already cooked in a can, but we want them cooked. So those are cooking. And then let's see. We'll wait and see how this turns out, Trina. I don't know. You guys might not ever follow anything I ever cook ever again, but we're giving it a whirl. So that while that's baking, the next part of the recipe is to cut a baguette, a French loaf, into slices about a 1/4 inch thick. Make as many slices as you have snails. Lay the pieces of bread on a cookie sheet, and then we're gonna brush them with a little bit of butter. Okay, so let's do that. Yeah, it's like most things are good with butter and garlic, so at least you can try it. But I do understand if it's a texture um, issue and you don't think you would go for it. But like I said, I do enjoy them. This is probably not the right knife for that. Again, I don't know how. Well, I do know these people who have cooking shows have assistants, have production people who have it all ready for them. Oh, okay. I don't think I'm gonna need the whole baguette. Although we like some bread, I have a couple extra slices. I'm just you're supposed to do it. You like mussels and scallops, so if it's closer to that texture, you'll be okay. Okay. Well, I mean, I guess it would be considered more of a seafood type mussel, so your description might be closer to the texture, Keisha. So, got a weird thing on my screen. Not sure if you guys can see that, but close it. Oh, you did? You got your stuffing recipe from Siobhan? Was that for like a Thanksgiving meal? Michael, here's the stuffing that you made that Siobhan makes. 2, 3, 4, 6. Okay, a couple extra slices of bread. And I'm supposed to melt 4 tablespoons of butter in the microwave and then just brush the butter on top of the bread. Oh, thank you. Thank you for sharing me out. And at least I might not become the escargot queen, but I tried. I tried. Okay, so let me melt some butter. So what kind of what like what do you guys like to cook? Is there like some specialty thing you had at a restaurant that you were determined to come home and master? I don't want I don't usually do that. My daughter is into finding or figuring out the hacks, the recipe hacks, and she'll try things like that. I'm normally like, oh, just wait until I go back to that restaurant and I'll have it there. The stuffing recipe was special for Thanksgiving for her members. Okay, that makes sense. Well, that's nice. I have not done any Patreon memberships yet on any of the channels, so I'm always curious about what folks actually share as their special treats. Um, you're more of an eater versus being in the kitchen, Misty. That's okay. Like I said, I don't think I'm that adventurous really with food. But there are a few things that I will try, and this is one of them. You'll cook just about anything as long as you have a recipe. I'm great at following directions, but not very creative. Yeah, I'm actually surprised that there are not more ingredients in this recipe because I thought it would be super complicated. Um, and maybe some of the other ones are, but I gravitated towards this one because the picture looked like what I was most used to seeing. My daughter is kind of sneaking in the kitchen. I'm not sure. Okay, what do you need? She's grabbing some sauce. She's grabbing some sauce. Like I said, she didn't want to be part of the making of the of the escargot, but she has agreed to try it. What's that? I'll let you know when it's done. Okay, so I'm gonna brush that. I think I have a smaller pastry brush, but again, I don't want to have you guys holding up looking while I'm digging in the drawer. So just brush that butter. What'd you guys do today for MLK Day? Did you do anything special? Did you have the day off? Did you do service projects? Okay, so we have 6 minutes to go on the escargot baking. I don't know. I mean, I think it's melting in there. I guess that's good. And that will be it. When the escargots come out, then I basically turn the oven on broil and put the bread in. You worked on projects, Mika, just for since you had the day off. Makes sense. Makes sense. You just relaxed today, watched a couple of live streams. Yeah, it was a kind of a mixed bag of catch up stuff for me today too. I caught some. I don't think I caught any lives today, but I did catch up on some videos, and um, I still had some straggling Christmas decorations that I took down. Um, get those put away, and I just tried to just chill out and enjoy the day and not talk myself out of doing this live. Well, cool. Glad you had a good day. I don't know what the weather is like overall. I'm assuming it's pretty cold everywhere because it's cold here. My I think it was a high of 60, but it started off in the 30s this morning, and my daughter thought it was crazy cold. Just relaxed today, taking some time off from work. Did not do your normal. Well, sometimes you need a break. You need to be able to chill out and you know recharge yourself. So I'm glad it was overall a good day for you, Keisha. It was for me too. Okay. The butter, because that seems like a white shirt disaster waiting to happen. And I'm just waiting down these 3 minutes for the escargot. Okay, you know what? You know what? Videos I caught up a lot. Oh, it's cold. It's cold in Pennsylvania. How cold? How cold, Nancy? I mean, you guys didn't get snow, right? But Erica did. She had to work today, but she's working from home, so she did come to me and say, "Mom, it's cold. You know it's cold, right?" It's like, by that time, it had warmed up to at least 60, so I thought, um, warm. Yeah, it warmed up to at least 60, but she was still in a panic about the temperature overall. Cold in Indiana too. Oh, 25 and rainy. Yeah, that's cold. See, that's what I'm saying. I'm trying to tell her it's relative. I'm not gonna complain about it too high. Snow, but high 30s. Okay. No snow. I'm sorry. No snow, but high 30s in Pennsylvania. Um, Keisha, what else am I having with the escargot? My daughter just ran out to get. We have a place here called Huey Magoo's, which is basically a chicken restaurant. It's sort of, I would put it on the line of a Zaxby's. Do you guys have Zaxby's? Um, all kinds of chicken. So I think she got me a salad with chicken tenders on it. Not sure what she got, maybe a salad. So it's not really high end gourmet to go along with our delicacy of escargot here, but I honestly didn't get past trying to figure out if I could make this. Oh, you love Zaxby's? Yeah, I love Zaxby's too. I don't think we actually have one. We have them here in our area, but not close to where we live. And so I guess she just had a taste for some chicken, which we often do. And she went and got something. Um, I think she left mine on the table. It must have gone. That is the timer. And this oven, it's a good thing that I was right here because it will continue to screech until you come and turn it off, not like the microwave that eventually stops. Oh, I wish I could show you, but let's see. Grab another. I'll burn myself. I love these are still like Christmassy leftovers, but I love these little guys. They look very, I'm sure you can't see it on this camera, but they're very bubbly, buttery, garlicky, and they smell like they've been sauteed and baked in butter and garlic. Imagine that. Okay, so now I think those are done. And I'm going to go ahead and do the oven on broil and put the baguettes in there. You love a loaded salad? Yes. Love like a good salad, a big salad. I don't know if you guys were, I was a Seinfeld fan, so I appreciated the references to the big salads. Um, you love Zaxby's too. Fresh. Oh, I never had their fried mushrooms actually. Okay, thanks, Keisha. That's something for me to try next time. I get their salads. I've gotten the sandwich before, but I guess I never paid too much attention to the sides. Um, Turn the oven on broil. Place the cookie sheet with the bread. Slightly jar. Broil the bread until it toasts. Watch it closely as it is easy to burn while broiling. Okay, good tip. Okay. Now, um, I'm sure in fine dining type restaurants, they have kind of have another little salsa. They serve the escargot in the actual case in the shell. From what I was reading online and trying to find a recipe from finding a recipe online, that's kind of rare to have them in the shell. You know, the Pretty Woman scene where she pops it out. I don't know if they used to serve them like that, but I guess they don't really serve them like that much anymore. You can buy I could have bought shells to stuff these in, but for the most part, the escargot, even in restaurants, is supposed to be canned. I don't know if that's true, but that's what it said online. Yeah. Can you believe everything? I don't know, but until I hear it from a French chef, I kind of believe it, probably just with the way everything is sourced these days, um, that they're normally working from the canned escargot. Let that toast just a little bit more. Okay. Set that off to the side. That's kind of a, well, I guess I could always do a refill if these turned out pretty good. But I'm looking at how many escargot I have left. Oh, now see, I would go, but maybe I have had the fried pickles. I would go for the fried pickles, but that's the okay. The texture for you, that's a little too slimy. Okay. Um, so are you a Chick-fil-A person? Do you pull the pickle off in general? You take the pickle off of your chicken sandwich or your hamburgers? Oop, they warned me. Let me turn on the fan. They warned me that these get toast, these could burn quick. Yeah, I think I just caught it. They're a little toasty, but oh well. I've come this far, you guys. I cannot freak out about the toast. Okay, let me get my daughter because she wants to try this. Actually, I guess I could put it on the plate. Try to do it fancy like. Now, when I've had it on the cruise, of course, they always serve you an abundance of everything, but they do serve it in sort of the baking crock like this. So that would be one serving of the appetizer. But I'm just going to put one or two on the plate. And give it a whirl. Still very hot and garlicky. Sorry, I was trying to yell for my daughter, but of course she's can't hear me. Okay, so nothing fancy with the plating for me. I just put two of the escargot and the slice from the baguette on a plate, and I wanted us to try together so that we could actually have an honest reaction here. That's the great thing about cruising and ship food. So many options for every palate. Yes, there is always so much food. I do like going to the main dining room just because I feel like when I'm on vacation, I want I want to be pampered. I want to be served. Um, but I know sometimes there's the menu is maybe not your favorite that they're serving that night. And so there's always the buffet option. If you want to go and find something, you can always find something. That is for sure. And if you don't like, yeah, there are always other options, either at the buffets or at the well, I say buffets, but now they're like Royals called the Windjammer, and I don't even know what's it called on Carnival, but on the Lido, there's all the food options and all the specialty food options now. So um, you can definitely find something. You keep an error in business. Oh, he loves French bread. Yeah, I love those baguettes. So, it's like when I get the soup, yes, I want the bread. If there's ever extra, like if you order a group of things, like, I want the bread. I call dibs on the bread. All right, I'm trying to get an honest taste test going here while everything is still hot. So I'm going to pop out for 1 second to see if I can hurry Erica along. Hang on. I promise. Be right back. Sorry about that. She's coming. She's coming. Okay. So this is the little dish that it was baking in. I just took two out and the little slice of bread. And you're about to walk on the camera, so just letting you know. Everybody's waiting for your reaction. Some of the best cruise meals have been in the main dining room versus a specialty restaurant. Yeah, I mean, you hear mixed reviews on the specialty dining. I'm not. I'm not a steak eater. I know the steak houses are always pretty popular, and I don't know if they are better or.
That YouTube live?
Yeah,
That's what it looks like.
That's what it looks like. Do you want to actually come on and say hi, or you're just going to be a head sticking in? She was warned. She was warned to be camera ready, but apparently she's forgotten. So
I'm camera ready.
Hiding behind me. Here's my lovely daughter, who I thought was going to be my assistant, but no. Anyway, she's gonna taste. So here we go. My first attempt. It may be my last, but my first attempt to make escargot at home. And we're not going to be fancy. We're just going to pop it. 1, 2, 3. That needs more garlic. It needs more garlic. Texture is what I expected. Would you describe it as mushroomy?
Yeah, it does have the texture of a mushroom.
Oh, and Kim was saying hi. Nancy saying hi.
Hi, everybody. Hi, Kim. Hi, Nancy.
Michael saying nice to meet you. That's nice. Thanks, guys.
Hi. It tastes like a mushroom. I don't think I'll ever be craving it though. Yeah.
I'm just going.
I think I'd rather have mushrooms.
You would rather have mushrooms if you're going to go through the trouble of having that texture. You just have the mushrooms.
Mushrooms, and mushrooms soak in the flavor of the garlic a lot better than these escargots.
I'm going to blame that on user error. It's a simple recipe, and I think I followed it. But I think I could have added a little bit to make it extra garlicky. I thought about maybe adding some either more garlic or garlic powder or garlic salt or something to sort of bring that out. That's the other thing. That is what it's missing. What? Salt. The recipe, the recipe calls for unsalted butter, and I thought, why? To me, that is just butter needs salt, people. Butter,
I use unsalted butter.
Butter needs salt.
I use unsalted butter,
but I did not use
put salt in my hand.
I followed the recipe for the unsalted butter, and I did not compensate for that as I was cooking. It needs salt. It does. It's a little bland, and that would definitely help it. So overall, Do I like it? Yes, I still like it. I still like escargot. Will I continue to try to perfect this recipe at home if I have a French themed party? She's not going to help me eat it. um, but overall, I think I will just get it in the main dining room on a cruise ship. But I made it and I did it live. I think that was, does that count for an adventure? I think it was. What recipe did you use? Where did you get it? I got the recipe online. I just searched up escargot, and this is from the Foreign Fork. This is not a color printout, obviously, so you can't see it. But I thought that this picture looked the most like what I was used to seeing, or how I had it presented on the ship, and so I thought I would go with that. Um, uh, like I said, it is the first time I ever tried it. The first time I ever made this recipe. I think I would tweak the garlic salt thing, so that it would be more like the mushroom flavor. How I make my sauteed mushrooms, so it would be more like that. Um, but I'm glad I tried it. And thank you guys so much for joining me and keeping me company. And while I embarked on this adventure, and Erica wants to get in here. So thanks for joining me, you guys. I appreciate it. Um, if you go on a cruise and you see escargot on the menu, I say try it there. Don't listen to me about. It's good. It's good. It's good. I recommend. Thanks, you guys. I'll see you guys next week. Big hugs to you too, Tamika. Thank you so much. Thanks, Keisha. Thanks, Miss T. Nancy, love you. Glad you were able to come in. Not sure who else is still here. Michael, appreciate it. Thanks, you guys. Have a great week. I'll see you next week. I can't promise I'm cooking next week, but I'll see you next week. Bye. Hi.
I'm glad you enjoyed it. I'm glad you had fun. I like seeing you happy.
Oh, thank you. I'm not sure. Hold on. I'm paranoid that I haven't actually ended it. There we go. No, hold on.